Hello, hello, everybody. I'm Christy Forsyth with Clarity by Christy. This is your weekly energy reading where we talk all about what's going on in the weekly energy and talk about the tips and tricks that you must know to navigate your best week possible. So we always like to have an understanding of what's going on with the energetic weather, we'll say, what's going on, what to expect, what it is that you're feeling, because so many of you who watch these videos feel all of this energy. I get so many messages all the time. What's going on with the energy? What's this about? You guys feel it. And some of you feel it more than others. And this helps you to make sense of it, but it also helps you to know how to use it, because whatever energy is coming our way, there are ways that we can use it for our highest and best good. And so we always want to make sure that we're using the energy for our highest and best good, of course. So how are you guys feeling in this energy? Let me know if you're watching. Make sure that you say hello. I'm actually a few minutes early. I just realized that. I said I was going to come live at 6:15 Eastern. I'm a little bit early, but here we are. So let me know how you're doing. Let me know how you've been feeling. Did you feel the shift? I felt like we went through an energy opening on September 1st. I just felt like, okay, like this clicked in. Something's different. I feel different. I feel good. And for me, I think like how I have described that is that Virgo season clicked in, right? We had been in Virgo season before that, but I sure wasn't feeling it. And I think like the Mercury was moving out of retrograde. And the energy was starting to feel like it was moving forward a little bit. And we finally have started to move out of this cloudiness, this confusion. I don't know about you guys, but wow, I can't speak right now. Sorry. I don't know about you guys, but the month of August for me was I was so unfocused, and it was very difficult for me to get things done, to do what I needed to do. I just felt like I was all over the place and my emotions were all over the place. It was just a lot. That and July, it really was an interesting summer in terms of the energy. I just felt like I was getting yanked all over the place. Did you guys feel that way too? And so now we feel this beautiful Virgo energy clicking in saying, it's time for us to get our shit together. Have you felt that call? I definitely have, where it's like, okay, all that stuff that you didn't want to do, that you didn't feel like doing in the summer, or that you didn't get to because, quite frankly, it was so hard to focus. Now it's time to get that done. And with this energy, there's going to be a focus on you. There's going to be a focus on your home. There's going to be a focus on bringing things into balance for yourself. And we're going to build on that as we move further out through the year as well. So let yourself focus on those things. Let yourself pay attention to the small details. Virgo energy can be about giving attention to the details. Those things, a lot of times during this season, I find myself getting those things done that otherwise I wouldn't want to get done, right? It's like getting to those things on the to-do list that you just like transfer from one to-do list to the next, to the next, to the next, because you never feel like getting it done and you never get to it. Well, now you get to it. Virgo season is about getting to those things. So taking the time, making the effort to get to those things, to get those things done, it's going to pay off for us really nicely. Here's also what I'm feeling like. If you guys want a really deep dive into the energy for the month of September, I definitely recommend it. Check it out at claritybychristy.com. In my membership, if you get yourself signed up for my membership, you get access to the monthly reading. I give you a bird's eye view of what to expect for the whole month and what's coming in, what's going on with the astrology, what's going on with the energy, what tarot messages are coming in. So make sure you check that out. But as we look at September, it's going to be an incredibly transformative month. We have, wow, why can't I speak right now? What's going on? What's going on with Mercury right now? Because that has to do with communication. I don't know. We're still in that post shadow for the retrograde. Maybe that's what it is. I don't know. But yeah, I'm having some trouble. So let me recenter myself a little bit, refocus myself. I did say that we're going to be focused here this month, right? So in September, it's incredibly transformative. We have an eclipse portal that's opening. We have eclipse season coming in. We have several planets still in retrograde. There's just a lot. And so there's a call, there's a pull for us to allow ourselves, our lives to be transformed in the ways that they are being transformed, or in the ways that we're being led to allow it to transform. I truly feel like the last 4 months of the year are going to be a strong finish for us if we allow things to get shaken up, if we allow things to get moved, if we allow ourselves to let go of the things that we need to let go of, that we're being shown that we need to let go of, if we let the change come in as it wants to come in. It's almost as though we've been being prepared for this entire year. Like the whole, up until now, this whole year, there have been these really beautiful pockets of magic that have been happening for us. But have you just kind of felt stuck in the mud? Have you felt like, man, like, why isn't this happening? I thought this was going to be my year. I was really feeling it, right? And I think that it still has the capacity to be our year. I think that the last 4 months of the year are going to pack the most powerful punch. I think the last 4 months of the year are going to be so transformative that you now, here as you are, may look very, very different by the time that we get to the last day of the year. We have to be open to that though, right? I think that we've been intentional, we've been manifesting things, but we have to be open to actually allowing it to happen. And I know that that sounds silly, right? Why would we not allow it to happen? Because we've been manifesting it. We've been asking for it. We've been praying for it. However you call those things and however you're intentional in your life. But I do feel like if I'm looking back on this year so far, as we've just moved into this last quarter, that all of this has been about that preparation to allow us to truly be able to receive the things that we would like to receive in our lives. I want you to just look back on it and reflect that, how it has been preparing you for that. Maybe it's brought you into some really terrifying places. I know it has for me. Maybe it's made you question everything in your life. Maybe it's made you take a look at things from so many different perspectives. Like you're so fed up and you're so frustrated that you're finally willing to see things from a new perspective. And sometimes we want these things in our life, but we just aren't ready. And I think that all of this work that we've done this year has been about getting us ready. And now, quite frankly, I think we're prepared to deal with the changes that are coming in, because there's a lot of changes that are coming in. We don't tend to like change. I don't tend to like change. I don't tend to love the things that are outside what I'm used to, what are known, what are my comfort zone. However, I make this commitment to myself all the time that I'm going to push myself out of my comfort zone. So when I recognize that something is coming in and I'm not wanting to do it, or I'm not wanting to adapt to the change because it's different, because it's unknown, I really try to coach myself through that and let myself be open to it. Let myself let it happen in a different way than I would prefer it to. Because anytime that I do that, in the bigger picture, it always leads to more magical things. I think we also have to be trusting in that, trusting in this bigger picture of things, and that it is all leading us to the bigger picture. So you might not today want to let go of that thing that the universe has really been pushing at you, hitting against you, like, okay, you got to get rid of this. You got to let this go. You got to release this. You've got to surrender this. But I think that if we can be open to that, we can experience these beautiful blessings that are wanting to come in. Sometimes the ego wants things that the soul is like, no, that's not for you. Have you ever had like a friend in your life who's in a relationship and they are just like so caught up in it, and you can see how toxic it is. You can see how terrible and what a poor fit it is for them, but they're just like so caught up in that. And I think that we can do this with the things that we want here in this world. Like, we're just like, no, like, this is the path for me. This is the job for me. This is the way I want to run my business. This is the way that I want to get healthy in my life. This is the relationship that I want to have. And like, the universe or God, whatever you want to call that, is looking at that going, no, girl, that's not for you. That's not the right fit. I've got this amazing opportunity, this amazing person, this amazing situation over here for you, but you've got to make space for that. You've got to allow that. And when we can do that, that's so powerful, because then we do make the space for that thing to come in. And that's the vibe, that's the energy. And so I called this video something along the lines of, we have to allow ourselves to be interruptible. That's your theme. Write that down. I am interruptible. Put that in comments. I am interruptible, right? So something comes in and it feels like a curveball. It feels like a detour. It feels like a surprise. And maybe it doesn't feel like a good surprise. Let yourself be interruptible. Let yourself be flexible. Let yourself be malleable with what wants to come in. If you feel like you keep going in a direction and you just keep hitting roadblocks, take a look at that. And I'm not saying, because I certainly think like we also want to be focused, right? So interruptible and focused, and I know those are like opposing things a little bit, but I also think we need to be focused. So if it's something that really connects for your heart and you feel on an intuitive level that you need to keep going, then we want you to keep going, right? But you're going to get signs and synchronicities that are saying, keep going, keep pushing, keep moving in this direction. So being interruptible and just kind of noticing what happens as you allow God, the universe, to do their work, to support you on this journey. Let me know too, if you're watching this, I would love to hear from you in comments, like what's going on for you? Are you letting yourself be interruptible? Are you seeing some of these changes coming in? I thank you so much also for the likes, shares, comments, all of those things. It helps to support the channel, helps these messages to get to where they need to be. If you're watching this on my YouTube, please hit that subscribe button. But be flexible. I'm changing the way that I'm approaching some of these videos a little bit. And that's part of how I'm letting myself be flexible, because I'm feeling that push for that. So it's not necessarily that we need to make a major change or completely change the way that we're doing something, but we might make small changes that are going to result in bigger shifts later on, if that makes sense. So you might just be making like these tweaks, but they're tweaks that lead to massive change. Can we make tweaks? Can we make little shifts in the way that we are spending our money? Can we make tweaks to the way that we're planning out our day, to our daily routine? I think that Virgo energy invites us to pay attention to our routine again. We're coming back to that. We're like, oh my gosh, thank God. I've for me anyway, I just haven't been in my routine as much as I typically would, that routine that I know serves me and helps me. And I always mix that up a little bit with different things in that routine, but I haven't been as focused on that this summer. Circumstances haven't allowed for that as much. And I'm just like, nope, it's time for me to come back to that, because that really serves me. That really helps me. And so that's where we can be focused, is on those things that we feel like we need to be focusing on, those things that we know serve us, those things that we know help us to feel good and to feel light. And maybe we have to be really honest with ourselves about the things that aren't contributing to our light, that aren't making us feel good, that aren't lifting us up, even if that ego so badly is like, but no, this is it for me. And so to be uninterruptible in terms of the things that we need to be focusing on, and to be interruptible in terms of the path that and vision that the universe has for us. I hope that I said that right. I'm clearly just, the flow is tricky for me today. And I'm hoping that I didn't say uninterruptible when I meant interruptible. So we need to allow ourselves to be interruptible with the vision and the flow and the plan, and to be malleable with what the universe wants for us, and to be uninterruptible with those things that we know we need to be working on, those details that we need to get done, the bigger vision, getting to work on the things that we need to get to work on. I've been like really so many hours of my day just like focused on work. So I came back from vacation and just like got to work on things, because I think that we do need to be focusing on those things, especially if you feel like you're getting these divine assignments or divine inspiration in terms of what it is that you need to be working on and what it is that you need to be focusing your energy on. I also feel like the other thing that I wrote down that I connected with when I was meditating on this is that we might be doing better for ourselves if we could romanticize our life a little bit. Because I think that right now with Neptune being in retrograde, it kind of is like taking away the illusion of things, right? So I think that we're seeing a lot of things clearly. I think we have a lot of truths that are coming to the surface. And so that's going to help to move and change things too, right? When we understand the truth of a situation or the illusion has been taken away, then we're forced to make changes sometimes, or we're forced to change the way that we see something. So we have that, but also, when we intentionally romanticize our lives a little bit so that we still have a little bit of that like flowy, Neptune-y, dreamy energy and making life a little bit dreamier again. So that's not like pulling the cover over your head, like so that you're ignoring the things that are happening, because you're definitely supposed to see the things that are happening right now. But romanticizing it in the way of connecting with your gratitude, recognizing like all of these little green lights that are happening for you right now, because they're happening now. They're going to keep happening. We're going to get more and more and more green lights coming in. So recognizing that and really just swooning over them is the best way I can put it. Being excited over them, swooning over like these little details, right? I just think about this morning, I was having my coffee and I had this thought, like, this is the best cup of coffee I've ever had. And was it really? I don't know, but it sure tasted like it because I was romanticizing the energy of it. I was letting it be dreamy. I was just really being present in the moment and letting myself appreciate the things that I have. And in that moment, it was coffee, and it was the quiet moment that I had before my kids woke up. So it was just an amazing moment. And I love when I have that come in. And I think if we can incorporate that more into our week and into our lives right now, that's really going to serve us well. So now we're going to pull cards and build upon the messages. Let me know where you guys are at. Let me know what's going on. I do want to mention while I'm pulling cards, we have the 48-hour Vibe Upgrade Retreat coming up in just about a month now. And that's coming up in Orlando, Florida. I would love to have you guys join us. Let me know in comments while I'm shuffling. Where are you at with that? Are you interested in that at all? I would love to just make sure that I'm reaching out and connecting with the people who are interested. So if you're not interested at all, if it's not your thing, or, the timing doesn't work, whatever that is, hit me with a red heart. If you're somewhat interested, or you don't know anything about it, or you just want more information, hit me with a yellow heart in comments. And if you're already planning on coming and you are good to go, hit me with a little green heart in comments, right? You've already gotten that green light for that. But I would love to just connect those of you who might have interest in with all the information that you need, because I don't want you to miss it. It's powerful, life-changing stuff. We are incorporating energy work as a huge part of that. We're going to do a lot of the energy work for you. We're going to be incorporating hypnosis into that. So we do things a little bit differently. And the cool thing about energy work and hypnosis is they're really like these shortcuts that create rapid transformation in your life. And in this transformational energy that we have coming up, that's going to be that much more powerful. So we're using my animal deck today, by the way. Wanted to do something a little bit different, and this deck is really, really cute. So we would love to have you there. It's really we say change your life in 48 hours, and it really is. I mean, it's actually a little bit more than that, because you come in on Friday evening and you leave Monday morning, and the connections that you make, find your tribe, are going to be super powerful. Let's see, 2 more cards. But let me know, did you guys feel that shift in September? We've also had a lot of, oh, there's your sound response. Sorry, I didn't think that I had my phone on, but I guess I didn't. But that's funny, because interruption, right? I always turn my phone off. Interruptions, right? Let ourselves be interruptible. Let ourselves just kind of go with the flow with what's coming up. I can't do anything about the fact that my text just went off, but it's okay. I'm being interruptible. I'm just letting what wants to happen, and I'm being intentional too. So we want to make sure that we're also being intentional, that we continue to put our intentions out there. It is the new moon energy still right now. We're still in the new moon, the Virgo new moon, right? This is all about, okay, what do I want to create for my body, for my house, for myself? What do I want to create? And it's a good chance to come back to your goals that you set earlier on in the year and take a look, like, does it still align for me? And am I still working on this? So check that out, or make sure that you take a look at that for yourself as well. So the first card that we have here is the moon card. I'm laughing at myself because I can't speak today. The moon card. The moon card is about things being underneath the surface, right? I think that we're about to understand why a lot of things had to happen the way that they did. I think that we're still a little bit in this energy where we're like, okay, like I can feel it coming. I can feel it coming in. I can feel it happening, but it hasn't happened yet. So we may still be experiencing that a little bit. For me, the moon card too is about, this is what I'm feeling big time with this, is help behind the scenes. Can you feel the help behind the scenes? Can you feel your guides, your angels, your higher self, your higher power working behind the scenes to create the very things that you know can help your life to be better, or the very things that they know can help your life to be better, because sometimes they know better for us. And can we be flexible? Are there things that we're not seeing? Because with this moon card, it's like, there's a lot that you're not seeing. There's a lot that hasn't come to the surface yet. I think we are much more clear on things, but there's still a lot that we're not clear on. And that's so important for us to understand. But when we do get clear, Queen of Air or Queen of Swords, how cute is that card? I love that. We need to process things. We need to think it through. And we need to get rid of whatever needs to go, right? I think like the Queen of Swords, she's very fair, but she also doesn't mess around, right? She doesn't allow bullshit in her life. She's like, okay, like I'll hear you out, but if this doesn't work for me, this doesn't work for me. And I think that we're getting really clear on what does and what doesn't work for us. Again, this is about making that space, making that room to allow for all of the things that we've been creating. I think we've planted a lot of seeds throughout this year, and we're finding some of those seeds have already sprouted and are growing, but we're also going to see a lot of seeds sprouting and developing. And maybe we've put Miracle Grow in some of those seeds, because I think that some of this stuff is going to move forward quickly as it starts to move forward. I just feel like I need to read this card, so I'm going to. It says, all of your life experiences have prepared you for this moment of truth. Did I not say that this lead up has been preparing us for this time? All of your life experiences have prepared you for this moment of truth. It's time to declutter your home, clear away situations that aren't working for you anymore, and disengage from people who create more drama than happiness. Who do you need to disengage from that creates more drama than happiness? And maybe, by the way, the person that's creating more drama than happiness is you. And I say that with love, but can we take a look at that? Are we willing to take a look at that and say, you know what? Maybe I'm creating more trouble for myself than I need to be. And where can I just let it go, release it? Where am I keeping myself stuck in something that is creating more drama in my life? than needs to be. Sometimes when we step away from the drama, it feels kind of boring. It feels uncomfortable. It feels weird at first because it's like, oh, like, what do I do now? My whole nervous system has been so used to being caught up in all of this that I don't know what to do when I actually have peace, when I actually have quiet, when I've stepped away from that thing that was just like triggering me and sparking me every single day. And we can mistake that for passion, I think, sometimes. And this is saying, just sit with the quiet, just sit with the peace, just allow it. Because I think if we can allow it, that is like taking care of those seeds that we've planted and allowing them to develop and allowing it to happen. But if we don't have that, how are they going to develop? If your vibration isn't in a place where it can support the things that you want to manifest, how will they manifest? They won't, right? But if you can do that, I think that it's really, really powerful. We have the Lover's card. Maybe beautiful love connections coming in right now. Maybe we are connecting with the things that we need in our lives that are going to support our dreams, our path, the opportunities that we need. I feel very strongly that a lot of opportunities are going to be coming in, a lot of abundance coming in so many forms to support our finances, to support our lives, to support our businesses, to support our connections, whatever this is, but things coming in. I also feel like this energy is about continuing to follow our heart, right? What's on your heart? And if you let your heart guide you, I think that we're creating some connections. We're making some connections, whether it's love, whether it's something else, that are truly going to lead to something really, really powerful and really incredible. So just making sure that we're opening to that, and that we're making choices, that we're making decisions that are truly best for us and not where the ego wants us to be. Again, we have to be malleable here in this energy. Then we have the Seven of Cups because we have a lot coming in. In fact, we might feel like we're a little bit spoiled for choice. Like we all of a sudden we have all these options available to us where maybe we didn't have anything before. And it's like, okay, what do I choose? I do get a little bit of like procrastination energy here with this too. And this is not a great time to procrastinate. It's a time to like get things done. So making sure that we're not doing that. But I think sometimes when we get overwhelmed with so many different paths that we could go in or directions that we can head in, it can be overwhelming. So it's like, okay, take some time, center yourself, and ask yourself, what do I really want? What of these options that are available to me or these directions that I could go in, what's going to be the best fit? What's going to support the bigger vision that I have for myself and the bigger vision that God has for me? You're going to be shown. And if you're not sure, invite that in. Ask God to show you the way. Because we also have the Two of Cups. There's some people who are looking for love. There's such a beautiful energy with this, with the love as well. But again, I also feel like this is like the perfect fit, whether it's in love, whether it's in, like that business partner that we're looking for, that office that we want to find, that, whatever that is, like that perfect gym that you want to go to, just something that's like been missing for you, where it comes in and it's like, oh, this is what I needed in my life. Maybe it's that coach that you needed to help support you, but something is coming in to set you up in a place where you're feeling good about yourself or you're feeling good about your life, that's bringing in a lot of success or a lot of love or both, right? Like there's just a lot of abundance that's coming in now. And I think that there's a lot of positive energy around that here in this month. And I think that there's a lot of positive energy for relationships too. So if you are somebody that's looking for relationships and you're looking for your person, I think that this energy really supports that. But again, we have to be open to that, right? Because that person might be different than who you thought it was going to be. And if you're so wrapped up in the past and not willing to move into the future, you're not going to make that connection that you're meant to make. And then we have the Empress, Last card, the Empress card, so powerful. And I'm going to read it because I love the description in here. It says, time to hop into action. Use your natural creativity to bring forth prosperity and success in your life. And that's what the Empress is for me, is prosperity and success. And it also is this knowing and this understanding, like, I've done a lot of good work here, and some really amazing things are coming into my life. So I think it's like that knowing and that feeling of things are developing, things are happening, and I'm going to just lean into this and I'm going to trust in it. And this is so powerful as I just allow this process to happen. I also think there's a lot of new beginnings, and we're giving birth to new things. Some of the changes are new beginnings and us taking leaps of faith and us leaning into the new energy. And the Empress is giving birth to something new. In fact, they feature her as pregnant in a lot of these cards because she's giving birth to something. It doesn't have to be a person, right? It can be your dreams. It can be a vision. It can be something. So what are you giving birth to? So I think if we can just allow all of this to unfold, we can work on the things that we feel led to work on. We can let ourselves be led through some detours and some curveballs and some transitions and some changes, and to be brave enough to let some things go that we're really going to be set up for some true success in our lives this week, this month, this year, throughout the rest of the year. Because today felt so important for me to talk about the bigger vision of where this is going. So let it transform every area of your life, or the areas of your life that you've been feeling need to transform. It's going to be a really powerful week, powerful month, powerful rest of the year. All right, guys, take care. I'll see you soon with another video.